Debate at 9, powered by Sarah.
Good evening, my name is Niranjan and I'm filling in for Arnab Goswami, who's on a break and will be back on the show very soon. Over 1 million students will be directly impacted by the decision taken by the government to cancel the Class 12 examinations, and that's debate number 1 tonight. Republic with students. 1 week back, the government said that the examinations would go on and they stand cancelled now as the Prime Minister says safety of students is paramount. That's debate number 1. Tonight on the show we have students joining us as well. Big pro-student decision by the government as it decides to cancel the Class 12 examinations. And at 10 p.m, our dedicated COVID broadcast, a special broadcast from the heart of India, continues. Here are the headlines. Prime Minister cancels CBSE Class 12 examinations. Board formulates 3 options on the way forward. Prime Minister puts health and safety of students as priority while deciding to cancel Class 12 examinations. Delhi High Court questions Centre for opening up vaccinations without enough vaccines.
वायरस अपना बिहेवियर बदल ले या और एपिडेमियोलॉजिकल डायनामिक्स में कोई चेंज आए तो हो सकता है कि बच्चों में कोविड का प्रकोप बढ़ सकता है.
Government warns COVID impact may increase in children if the virus changes its behavior. All-out efforts by Indian agencies, CBI, ED, to bring back Mehul Choksi from Dominica. Central government gives point-by-point rebuttal to Mamata Banerjee on Chief Secretary's deputation. In what comes as a huge relief to 1.4 million CBSE Class 12 students, the Prime Minister has decided after a meeting he chaired with top ministers to cancel these examinations. Last week, the government had said that these examinations would go on. They've cancelled it tonight. The Prime Minister has said that the health and safety of students is of utmost priority. So what will be the next move for these students? Will state governments now follow suit and ensure that the state board examinations for Class 12 are cancelled? Even the ISC or the ICSE, CICSE board Class 12 ISC examinations have been cancelled. What next? Here's what we know so far, and then we debate.
At 5:30 p.m, Prime Minister convened a very important meeting. This meeting was attended by top ministers like Amit Shah, Nirmala Sitharaman, Piyush Goyal, Smriti Irani, Prakash Javadekar and Dharmendra Pradhan. Officials gave a detailed presentation on the wide and extensive consultation held so far and views received from all stakeholders, including state governments. And the Prime Minister decided to cancel the Class 12 board exams.
देश की भविष्य की स्वास्थ्य को सुरक्षित करने के लिए कोई जोखिम ना उठाते हुए 12वीं की परीक्षा को रद्द किया है और आगे चलकर जब परिस्थिति नॉर्मल होगा, कोई विद्यार्थी चाहे तो वो भी परीक्षा दे सकता है.
While reaching consensus, Centre has kept in mind 3 options. One would be that those who want to take the exams, CBSE will make arrangements when the situation is conducive. Second option would be to devise an objective method to decide on evaluation. And the third option is to devise the results based on the average of last 3 internal examinations.
Prime Minister's overall instruction, even in the first meeting, was that the priorities should be the safety and security of the students, as also the fact that they should not be subjected to unnecessary levels of anxiety. Just the thought of giving a board exam stresses you a bit. And then you have to follow COVID protocol, social distancing, this concern on the back of your mind.
Some state governments have welcomed the centre's decision.
मुझे बहुत खुशी है इस बात की कि बच्चों के हित में फैसला लिया गया है बच्चों को स्वास्थ्य को ध्यान में रखते हुए फैसला लिया गया है। बहुत अच्छी बात है कि पेरेंट्स के हित में है, टीचर्स के हित में है, बच्चों के हित में है, देश के 1.5 करोड़ बच्चों के हित में ये फैसला है। इसका हम स्वागत करते हैं।
And now onus is on other state governments to act on respective state board examinations. Let's debate.
And on the show tonight, we have Guru Prakash Paswan, who's a spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Onika Mehrotra, educationist and activist, live from Delhi, Ananya Jain, who's a class 12 student, live from Ahmedabad, Harsh Setia, a CBSE student, live from Pune, Dr. Preeti Ojha, who's the principal of the Delhi International School, Dwarka, will be joining us in a short while from now, Reena Gupta, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Chandrabhushan Sharma, former chairman, NIOS, will be joining us in a few minutes, Naveen Chopra, founder TC Global India, on the show this evening. Atul Kotari, he had written a letter to the Prime Minister for conducting the examinations. He will be on the show tonight, along with Hari Shankar Sham, who's an educationist. But let's get to the let's get the views of the students first. Ananya, are you happy? Is this what you wanted?
Yes, I am very happy. This is exactly what I wanted.
Short answer, to the point, comprehensive answer, the kind of question paper that we were hoping to get, right? Harsh, are you happy? Okay, Harsh, can you hear us? Let me give it a... Hi. Okay, he's kind of trying to fix his Zoom connection. Harsh, hi, can you hear us? Harsh? Okay, he's...
Hello.
Okay, we'll just fix that line with Harsh. Okay, Guru Prakash Paswan, there was confusion. Why did the government decide last week? In fact, there was an announcement made where the minister came and said that the examinations will be conducted. He said the examinations will go on. And today, of course, it's a welcome move. I think most students, at least we are getting the sense that most students were against the examinations, and the Prime Minister has stepped in. He was in that meeting last week. He was in that meeting today. And a decision has been taken to cancel the examinations. But why has there been a change of heart? I know that you've been taking all stakeholders on board and you've tried to have the widest consultation possible. But could the confusion have been avoided?
Niranjan, as a teacher myself, I'm a teacher and that's my primary responsibility. It is a very difficult decision to take, undoubtedly. But from the government's perspective, we must understand that the Prime Minister has always maintained that the safety and the security and the health of our future of India is of the topmost priority. And only a couple of days ago, we saw when, under his leadership, the PM Cares made special outlay for children who have unfortunately become orphaned because of COVID. So the focus of the Prime Minister is definitely the future of the country and the future of our children. And to this regard, the Prime Minister has been closely monitoring. If you remember, the meeting happened on May 21st as well. There was a notification last month and a wide and a very extensive consultation with all the relevant stakeholders, be it the Parents Association, the education administrators, the student fraternity, the teacher fraternity. It was a very long discussion, a very comprehensive discussion. And I think the decision which has been taken today has been welcomed by all the stakeholders as well. As far as the question of assessment is concerned, I'm sure the methodology, the vision, and the calculation, the assessment, it would be based on, the CBSE would come out with the detailed guidelines in the next couple of days.
Yeah. Okay, let me try and see if I can get Harsh now. Harsh, can you hear us now? Harsh?
Yes, I can.
Fantastic. So are you happy with the options in front of you, Harsh? Option 1, optional exams for some students. So those students who still want to appear for the examinations can when the situation gets better, according to the details we're picking up. Second, objective method for evaluation and average of the internal examinations, of the last 3 internal examinations, will be taken. Is it a practical response? Are you happy as a student?
Yes, I'm very much delighted by the decision taken by CBSE and the government. I would really like to thank them to take this important decision for the safety of the whole of the country's future and their families also. So I'm actually very delighted, and I think the government will. The 3 objectives are really good, and we can go forward with it.
Okay, fantastic. So I think students are overall happy. Reena Gupta, do you think it's a welcome step? I think your party also wanted it. Arvind Kejriwal, if I'm not wrong, had called it a super spreader, right? He was a bit alarmist about it, but yes, there were many concerns, and there will be concerns in future examinations as well. Till this pandemic, we find a vaccination solution. But are you overall happy with the decision that's come out today?
Yes, Niranjan, we are very happy that the government has finally listened to all the pleas of the students and the parents who have been pleading for a long time that these exams cannot be safe for the students. And if you remember, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi was one of the first person to raise this issue, and he's raised it at several forums. And in fact, the Education Minister of Delhi, Mr. Manish Sisodiya, had written a very long letter also to Mr. Nishank requesting that these exams be cancelled. And we are very happy that the government finally agreed to cancel these exams. But Niranjan, having said that, I would also like to request that the government get its act together and look at the vaccination of children, because cancelling the exams for now is okay, is welcome decision. But in the long term, COVID is here to stay. And excuse me. And we need to make sure that our children are prepared, and vaccination is the only way to prepare our children to face this pandemic. And there are several countries which have already approved vaccination for children. So it's high time that the government start evaluating vaccination for children so that we can have vaccination in India as well. Because in a country like India, there's a huge income disparity, and we know in Delhi how difficult it has been for us for the past 1 year to run online classes. There are several students in the country who don't have access to cell phones, smartphones, laptops. So if you want the children back in schools, then vaccination is the only way to go. And the children are tired of sitting at home, and not everybody can afford to keep kids at home. Parents have to go out and work. So the government needs to very seriously look at the vaccination issue for the children.
Okay, point taken. I know you want to respond, Guru Prakash Paswan, but I won't make this political because we have students. Be very, very mindful of what you say. They're all listening to you. Okay, let me try and get in Dr. Onika Mehrota. Dr. Onika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, most of the students we spoke to this evening, they said, I can tell you for at least the 20 or 25 students that we managed to speak to, unanimously said we would like to go back to class only after vaccination. Right now, it's a real concern. It's a real concern. Where do you stand on this issue? Do you think that's the only option, only way out for India?
I agree with Reena completely, and this should have been thought way ahead. She rightly said that cancelling examination for the time being is a very good move, but what next? Can you just keep them whole at home? Will they not go out for admission or entrance exam for their higher studies? Will they not go and apply for their universities? Will they not be prone to COVID then? So we need to also plan ahead. Anyways, we are very, very, very late in giving the decision. We knew the second wave was coming. We were denying it categorically. We knew the third wave is coming. We're still denying it. So then are we going to wait as we waited till oxygen are not available? Are we going to wait in a similar manner? So, I would, as educationists, would request that let the students come back to their normal life. We can only do that once the children are vaccinated. We can't keep them curved at home. They need to move ahead. It's a welcome move, no doubt about it. You rightly said you're not making it political, but on the behalf of the students and the teachers, we really, really are thankful to the government because this is what we're expecting. Yes, there will be disappointing in a marginal group who were aiming for a higher score because 0.5% also, first them for getting admission. So that's a lot to be worried. But yes, this is not the end of the road. And in such situations, you need to adapt. You need to change your mindset, be it the students, be it the parents, or in general, or the teachers. So we need to move ahead. 5 marks plus minus. Let's all see what other disciplinary course that we can, get attached to. We might not get the subject of your choice, but nevertheless, it's a big relief for us. The students' health is of foremost. And as rightly I keep saying, that education is child-centric. If we are not working for their progress, for their growth, I think that the objective of the examination is defeated.
Yes. And you know, there's been so much of a debate around this since we started this Republic with Students campaign. Let me bring in Dr. Preeti Ojha. Dr. Preeti Ojha, isn't this a welcome solution? Look at what's been happening last few weeks. Over 300 students of class 12, for example, had sent a letter petition to the Chief Justice of India to cancel the decision of holding the physical examinations for the CBSE. And you know, we had one student on the phone line, Dr. Ojha. She said, I have a classmate of mine who just lost her parent, and she's in no mental state to write the examination. I think it's a decision that has been taken keeping so many factors in mind, and it's not been an easy one, isn't it?
Absolutely no. It must be not at all an easy one, because we are looking at the rural and the urban, both students, and we are also looking at the digital gaps. We are also looking at the schools like us who could reach out to all the children and could conduct so many exams for them, can still ask for a board exam. But what about the children who cannot get that facility at the moment? What about that particular mass of children? So definitely, as a Prime Minister of the country and a decision maker, the decision has been in the right of the children, and it should have been this way a little more earlier, because it was a deliberation and we all were supposed to talk around it. And as an educationist, I always was focusing on the next door which is going to be open for them, that's the university. So I look forward for a very good result to come up for the children who have really worked hard for it, as well as for the children who are under anxiety thinking what would be their result. I'm sure a criteria would be formed and will be sent very soon to the schools. Schools will make sure that the result is given to the children in the best of their interest, and they get into the university and the colleges for which they have been waiting for so long. So I definitely see a very good decision taken place. At least we know yes or no for the exam. But definitely, if you ask me, this could have been a little more earlier taken, little orientation to the children, 3 board exams in the same manner online maybe, and the best could have been attracted for the children with the focus, with the preparation, and with the right intention of appearing for the board exam. That rigor would have been there, but definitely looking at this pandemic situation, decision has been taken absolutely right for the children, and I wish them all the best.
Mr. Atul Kothari wanted examinations to be conducted. Mr. Kothari, आपको examinations चाहिए था, अभी examinations नहीं होने वाला है. Why did you want the examinations to be conducted, and what is your response today?
नहीं, ऐसा है कि मुझे एग्जामिनेशन चाहिए था, ऐसा नहीं था.
Okay.
हमने काफी देश भर में इस पर चर्चा डिस्कशन किए थे लोगों के साथ.
Okay.
और इसमें जो सबका मिलकर बताता था उसके आधार पर हमने बात कही थी.
Right.
तो इस दृष्टि से हमारे जो शिक्षा मंत्री है, उनका भी जो 2 दिन पहले इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक आर्टिकल्स आया था, उसमें वो भी एग्जामिनेशन की फेवर में थे. सीबीएसई ने भी कहा था कि हम एग्जाम के लिए तैयार हैं. मैक्सिमम स्टेट ने भी कहा था हम एग्जाम के लिए तैयार हैं. तो ये डेमोक्रेसी सिस्टम है. तो डेमोक्रेसी सिस्टम में सब अपना अपना मत रख सकते हैं. जब तक डिसीजन नहीं हुआ तब तक सब अपना अपना मत रखे, अपना ओपिनियन रखे. मत अनेक, निर्णय एक, यानी सबका मत अलग अलग हो सकता है, लेकिन कोई एक निर्णय पर तो आना पड़ेगा. और मैं समझता हूं कि जो टॉप पर बैठे हुए लोग हैं, हमारा कंसंट्रेशन शायद कम होगा, उनका और ज्यादा ब्रॉडली होगा, और थर्ड वेव की भी संभावना ज्यादा लग रही है. आज ही मैं अभी न्यूज देख रहा था थोड़ी देर पहले, तो कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोफेसर ने यही कहा कि थर्ड वेव की बिल्कुल संभावना है, इसको नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते. तो इन सारी सिचुएशन के आधार पर जो निर्णय प्रधानमंत्री ने लिया है, तो अभी हमने सब निर्णय लेने के बाद नेक्स्ट क्या, इस पर विचार करना चाहिए मुझे लगता है, क्योंकि फ्यूचर का विचार आगे का करना चाहिए. पास्ट हो गया जो हो गया था, मत अलग अलग बहुत लोगों के थे, इसलिए ये बहुत ही डेमोक्रेसी की एक बहुत ही विशेषता, अच्छी सिस्टम मेरी दृष्टि से, कि एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर जो स्टेटमेंट आए अभी तक, तो वो एग्जामिनेशन के फेवर में ऐसे ही स्टेटमेंट उनके थे शायद. लेकिन हमारे देश में कोई एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर भी अकेला एजुकेशन के बारे में ऐसे सिचुएशन में निर्णय नहीं लेता है. सब मिलकर डिसीजन लेते हैं. यही कलेक्टिव लीडरशिप की एक सिस्टम है. तो इसका मैं स्वागत करता हूं. मत भले ही हमारे अनुसार न हुआ हो, लेकिन अभी फ्यूचर में क्या करना चाहिए. एक बहुत अच्छी बात है कि ये भी अनाउंस हुआ है, प्रधानमंत्री ने कहा है कि जो बच्चे एग्जाम देना चाहते हैं उनके लिए एग्जाम की सिस्टम होगी. नंबर एक, ये एक बहुत प्लस पॉइंट है। दूसरी बात है कि अभी सिर्फ सीबीएसई के बारे में ये निर्णय हुआ है, हर स्टेट क्या डिसीजन देते हैं ये आगे देखना है, तो ये सेकंड बात है। थर्ड, मेरा कहना है कि जो प्रेस स्टेटमेंट आता है उसमें तो कुछ लिमिटेड बातें आती है, लेकिन जब हमने एक नेशनल लेवल का 38 को हमने कंसल्टेशन रखा था, तो उसमें मैंने कंक्लूडिंग सेशन में एग्जामिनेशन के बारे में जो सबके ओपिनियन है इसके बारे में तो कहा ही, लेकिन मैंने एक बात और कही थी जो ये देश के सामने मैं आपके माध्यम से कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे देश में क्या हो गया है कि एग्जामिनेशन होता है तब सब कुछ होता है, जब एग्जाम नहीं है तो सब लोग शांत हो जाएंगे, घर में बैठ जाएंगे। तो मुझे चिंता ये है कि हमारा जो बच्चे का बेस वीक हो जाएगा। सिर्फ 12th की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं, सभी बच्चों की बात कर रहा हूं। तो एक हमने इवैल्यूएशन का सिस्टम एडॉप्ट करना चाहिए कि एग्जामिनेशन नहीं होगा, डोंट वरी, लेकिन बच्चों का इवैल्यूएशन हो। जैसे हमने एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज की दृष्टि से हमने इवैल्यूएशन के चार्ट प्रिपेयर किए हैं।
हाँ जी,
उसमें स्टूडेंट्स अपना इवैल्यूएशन करें, टीचर्स इवैल्यूएशन करें उस स्टूडेंट्स का, और पेरेंट्स भी इवैल्यूएशन करें। और इसमें अभी हम जोड़ सकते हैं कि सब्जेक्ट के साथ, तो इवैल्यूएशन स्टार्ट होगा तो स्टडी स्टार्ट होगा, डिस्कशन स्टार्ट होगा, एजुकेशन घर घर में स्टार्ट होगा, तो घर यही विद्यालय, ये कॉन्सेप्ट भी हमने लाना पड़ेगा अभी जिस प्रकार की सिचुएशन है। तो हमारा जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है और हमारे बच्चे का जो बेस है एजुकेशन की दृष्टि से वो वीक ना हो, इसकी चिंता देश में ज्यादा करने की आवश्यकता है। इसका नेक्स्ट स्टेप में हमने देश भर में विचार करना चाहिए और इस पर हम भी एक्टिविटीज आगे करने वाले हैं।
No, that's I agree with you partly, because how do you address the issue of for example education in rural areas, in villages where many of them don't have access to smartphones, mobiles, laptops, right? Now these are questions that we will have to ask and also mull over. I'll tell you for example, right? How can students be endangered, and Naveen Chopra can take this question, Mr. Chopra, how can students be endangered and made to, because last week this was one of the questions that was on our mind. How can you make them take the class 12 board examinations despite the fact that there is data to show that 32% of those affected were under the age of 30, okay? And now add to it, today there's a comment by Dr. V.K. Paul, an expert within the government, who says that so far COVID-19 has not taken a serious shape among children. But he says it can impact if COVID changes its nature, which it has been since the outbreak. Mr. Chopra.
I think that the whole COVID story has been an evolution on a day-by-day basis. And in recent weeks, the strength with which it hit, both in terms of spread and the kind of death dance, the term of Kali's death dance comes to mind sometimes. It's been decimating the entire population. And given those facts, the examination cancellation is an appropriate step. However, the rider to that is that given the within the internal Indian system for moving forward into the admissions matrix, it will be absorbed because the state has so decided that the system worked out where Indian institutions will accept students in the kind of grading that eventually comes out. There may be some issues for those students who are wanting to go overseas, and there's a reasonable number. I mean, although it's a minute minority, minuscule minority of the overall student population of India, they may find some issues with the universities overseas accepting the non-exam based results that are declared unless the government takes steps in the very beginning to through its embassy network and diplomatic network to let governments know that the results that are being declared should be treated as a fair equivalence of whatever they are used to in terms of the exam results for year 12 CBSE or ICSE or the other systems, So that's where the crux of this issue is going to be.
Yeah.
In how this moving forward story is handled, and the time is very limited.
Yeah.
We are sitting in June, and The sessions start in most global universities starting from August, September, October, sometimes even some intakes in July.
Yeah.
So if students have applied to institutions for those intakes and the results or the system is not declared, almost like day before yesterday, it will become very difficult for those students. And they might miss the boat for going overseas and not necessarily get the kind of college they would like in India. Because as we all know, the demand-supply gap for high-quality education in India is massive. It's because of that you need grades like 98% and 97% to get into the good colleges or universities within the Indian system.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of callers. In fact, a lot of viewers calling in with different perspectives. Let's take one of them, and then I'll go back to the students. Reena, I'm coming to you next. Channa Basappa, a teacher in Karnataka, is calling us. Good evening, Mr. Channa Basappa. Which district are you calling us from? And what is your take on the examination cancellation?
I'm calling from Davangere, Karnataka.
Thank you.
I'm teaching in +2 level state board syllabus.
Okay.
My view regarding this decision is that instead of cancelling the examination, why can't you conduct online examination, which is going to be safer and very accurate? Because in state government, the minister is planning to conduct the examination, physical examination, by taking all the precautions and reducing the time from 3 hours to 1.5 hours, and preparing the question paper of multiple choice questions, so that the students will feel comfortable and confident, and they would feel that they are given justice. So that's my opinion. Why can't it be? Because we cannot rely only on the cancellation of the examination, and by taking the measure like the 3 options given to the students by internal examinations conducted in the college +2 level, by taking into consideration, it would not be completely true. That's my opinion.
No, he's got a point, isn't it, Mr. Harishankar Shyam? You know, some states are opting for the board exams, right? Some states are. Some states are, Mr. Harishankar Shyam. UP and Tamil Nadu government, for example, I don't know what is the latest on Uttar Pradesh. I'll have to check. But some state governments, I think, are deciding to go ahead with the state board examinations. What would you say to them?
I have a very strong opinion since very beginning. You know it. Like I'm not in the favor of completely cancelling the exam. The reason being, when you'll see from the last 1 year and now almost 1 quarter has been passed, see what is happening. We are compromising with the 2 factors. One is the health, another is the education. Yes, I know health is a priority. Undoubtedly, health is a priority. Lakhs of students are there, health is a priority. What about the education? How they can miss the real charm of competitiveness which we have. See the other major countries of the world, how they have conducted the exam. On one side, we have such a strong IT houses, such IT professionals are there. We can really take up the help. This is the time of the innovation. We can request to the startups, they should come with some solution. Maybe we can delay the exam. But some solution has to be there. When you will see the decision, yes, one point is there. Those students who are willing to exam, they will get an opportunity. And yes, some of the states are already conducting the exam. So what is my opinion?
I'm coming to you next, Harsh.
That government should really take consideration. Yes, sir, education is a really an important aspect. We can't leave the education because this is the base. Today is the 12th. Tomorrow they have to again study further in exam. Again we'll do the same thing. We are not aware that this pandemic will be there for another 1 year. Still we'll be compromising with the education of our kids or with the exams. We have to be very serious. Some of the panelists have already talked about. Yes, online is a great option. Many of the students might not have the resources. We can think for an alternative. But for majority of them, we have to come with some great solution. We have to find whether we can conduct exam online, on mobile platform, make the question paper easier. Don't give much of the stress on the students. But at the end of the day, you can't compromise the education of the country. Education is really important, one important factor with the help. And government should look into this. Now they have already taken decision. But still my opinion is cancelling is not a solution. There are many alternates are there, and in this crisis, we must look for those alternates.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I want to bring in Guru Prakash Paswan, Reena Gupta, and the two students Harsh wanted to come in, and Ananya. Before that, I want to go across to one of our viewers calling in. I think we have Mr. Uday. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the call. Mr. Uday from Vadodara, and he's a parent. I'm being told, Mr. Uday.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir. What's your take on the exam cancellation?
No, it is very unfortunate actually. Exams should be taken by observing the guidelines already there for complying all other things. We cannot play with the future of India. And this is not the only way. We are spending lakhs of rupees for tuition fee, classes, exam fee, transportation, and we cannot take intelligent and ordinary student at a par. And this is a very important stage, 10th and 12th. So there are many alternatives, like they are going to offer alternate optional examination, etc. So I request government to reconsider the decision and hold the exam even say after 2 months' time. Pandemic may come and pandemic may go. This is not for the first time. And we cannot decide, 1 or 2% of sitting government cannot decide the future of India. So I definitely feel and suggest that it should be reconsidered the decision for holding the exam after some time and give the opportunity to the future of India, please. This is very unfair to the students and the parents also. So I request to the Association of Parents, Schools, NGOs, etc. to take up the matter appropriately with the Government of India and other concerned authority and to hold the exam. Thank you, sir.
Okay. One of the students is here and he's smiling. I don't think there's a scope of going back on that decision, but okay, Harsh, you want to respond to Mr. Uday?
Please.
Yes, I would like to respond to him just by saying that a majority group of the students are actually happy with this decision, because it is not, as of now, according to what you're saying is we should hold the exams for the next 2 months. But can you imagine the amount of anxiety and the pressure that a student has to go through for the next 2 months? It's going to be added up with the third wave of corona. So we actually can't afford that. That's one point I want to put. And coming to the person who spoke earlier, he said that we should conduct exams online, but like everyone talks about, we can't. The thing is that in online exams, not everyone has the facility of smartphones or whatever gadgets. And the other is, I myself have recently given many online exams for universities, and the amount of cheating that is happening there is humongous. So we actually can't afford that too.
Yeah.
And third, Dr. Shankar did talk about the competitive charm that will go away. I just want to remind him that India holds numerous amount of various kinds of competitive exams, starting from JEE, NEET, and so on. So there is no shortage of exams. So cancelling this board exams in all spheres is a wow decision. Wow,
fantastic answer, Harsh. Fantastic answer. And I want to take that point further. Guru Prakash, you know, look at the practicality of it, right? And this is going to be the challenge. You have 14 million students appearing for CBSE. I don't have the exact number of the ISC. And you add up the state board for class 12, it runs into several millions, right? How many of them actually have, forget smartphones not going to be useful during an examination, forget tablets, how many of them actually have a laptop or a desktop even to write this examination, right?
No.
Is the practical solution ahead of us? Let me come to the practical solution, right? Is the practical solution ahead of us only vaccination? Something that several states have been speaking about. But I know that the government is under a lot of pressure to commit to vaccination for children, given the burden on vaccination for adults. But it is something that your government will have to think of and think of soon, isn't it? You and Reena Gupta, I'll let you respond and let Reena Gupta come in.
No. I completely agree with you, Niranjan. But in a lighter vein, I would like to comment with the debating skills of my young friend Harsh. I think me and Reena ji would be rendered jobless very soon.
No, trust us. You're much smarter than all of us think, huh?
Certainly. Your question on innovation. Obviously, I was listening to the gentleman, Mr. Uday from Vadodara, and Mr. Shankar as well. we must keep in mind, we must also consider the constantly evolving nature of this virus. We are not aware of it as of now. Although the scientific community and the research fraternity across the globe, they have been working towards it. So certainly the safety, the security, the health of our students, it's foremost, it's very important. But like you said, as far as vaccination is concerned, I don't need to mention this, that the fastest vaccination is happening, and the sort of roadmap with which the government has come of around 216 crore vaccine doses by the end of this year, that is also very convincing. And the number of vaccination has also increased. Only yesterday we saw the spokesperson from the AstraZeneca committing another 9 to 10 crore vaccination for the next month. So I don't think if you prioritize things, I mean, we can't create false equivalences here. The only thing that is important right now is the safety and the security of the student. Everything else can wait. The second question, which is more of structural in nature about the online penetration or the digital tools availability for the students. Niranjan, I come from Bihar. I teach at university, the Patna State University, and I know it's a great challenge. The government undoubtedly is working to increase the digital footprint, but there are a lot of students. So this sort of digital inequality, it would not be great for that cause. So I think the government is considering, and this decision which has been reached today, this evening, is inclusive, comprehensive of inputs from all the stakeholders, all the relevant stakeholders, like I said, the teaching community, the students, the education administrators, CBSE, and I just now read that ICSE has also cancelled the examination. I just saw the update.
Yeah, I
so
see.
examinations, yeah.
Onika saying something to
ICSE
you.
also.
But sir, I still feel the government, can't take things one at a time. You have to collectively think. You can't say, okay, today we have cancelled examination. Okay, next month we'll think something else. No, already you're far, far late. You can't have this. On June, you're declaring no examination. Earlier, you had given a date sheet. Then you saw the COVID wave coming. So as a government, you should be well prepared. You should be ready with alternatives. You can't expect the parents, the students, stakeholders to keep on writing to you and then you people are going to respond. That's not done. I mean, we salute the Prime Minister, yes, he's, pitched in and taking the right decision. But imagine the delay. Who's going to pay for all that trauma the students have gone through? And then no commitment as to when the vaccination will be done. No roadmap ahead. So we also, as educators, want to know, what is your roadmap? How long will you keep waiting?
Yes.
As Harishankar you said.
Guru, wait. I'll get a couple of responses and I'll come back to you. Do you want to get vaccinated first before you go back to class, Ananya?
Yeah, I do. I won't go back to the class before I get vaccinated.
So you're
because
not prepared?
In April we went to school.
Yeah.
For practical board exams, and I tested positive after I went to school. I don't know what happened. I had not been going out. I just went to school and I came back from school and I tested positive. After that I decided I'm not going to go to school or anywhere outside, because fighting with COVID is not an easy thing. I myself, from my family, and I know a lot of my friends who have lost their mothers and fathers because of this COVID, and it was just getting very scary for all of us. Everybody wants exams to be conducted. Okay, nobody is against exams. We are not fighting as ये war नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे. The only point is about safety and security of our families and ourselves. I don't mind going to the center and giving exam. The only problem is I am scared about my family. I have a younger brother, my mother, father, and my grandparents are gonna come here too. I'm scared for them. I'm scared about myself. I don't want anybody to get infected because of me. Even I can become a carrier. It's a very big possibility. So people who are saying that the students who are going to lose a lot because they have studied the whole year, let me tell you one thing. In universities, when you give interviews, they check your knowledge of 11th and 12th, whatever you have studied. I have given interviews. I know. I had to cram everything at the last moment for my 12th because I hadn't studied properly. I'll accept that. But it was a very huge problem for me. But I anyway overcame it. and the students were saying that we have not studied properly, or we have studied a lot and now we have lost everything. That's not true, trust me. In your university, it's going to help you.
Yes.
So please calm down a little bit. The whole thing is very good. The decision is perfect, and online examinations are totally not the option. Yes, we can consider them for the future, but at this moment it was not possible. Government can find resources and other alternatives in the future. Like someone here, a sir said here, that in the future, like this is possible that next pandemic can come, or this might continue for the next year or so. Till then, the government will definitely find some alternative for the students to give examinations. But at this moment, it's been so late that you cannot go around saying that we can delay the examinations. As one of the panel members said, that universities get started in July and August. It's true. A few colleges which I have applied to are going to start their sessions in August, some in September, some in October. So I was getting scared that if the examinations are conducted, how will I prepare for my college and everything? How will I juggle everything? And honestly speaking, in the past few months, no student has been focusing on 12th boards. I'm being very honest. Everybody is scared about their future. No, people hardly cared about what's going to happen with 12th boards. A lot of toppers in my class and a lot of students I know who have studied the whole year do not mind this decision at all. In fact, they're very happy that finally we have an aim. We can finally focus on our university instead of thinking about 12th boards. It's like a huge relief at this moment. Thank you.
Well, that's quite an answer, I have to tell you. I have to tell you, this fantastic response there. Okay, let me go. Okay, Reena Gupta is raising a hand. Before I go across to Reena, I think Santosh is calling us from Mumbai. Okay, Santosh, what's your take?
Yeah, this is good decision by the government, the way it has been done. But only thing is, my concern is just a bit late. The decision has been made. It's been big relief to the parents as well as the students, because they are under trauma in these examinations, whether they are going to conduct or not. But at the end of the day, they did made a decision that they are going to cancel the exam. But the problem is there is no roadmap ahead.
Yeah. On the roadmap question, I think you had a fantastic point, and that's the point that we wanted to bring up. Naveen Chopra smiling. Reena Gupta, you can come in now. Roadmap. We have a roadmap for vaccines. We know exactly how many vaccines will be available. Guru Prakash threw some numbers on the show. If you know vaccines are going to be available, and if you think excessive, now some of the terms used were excessive. Excessive vaccines will be available in the market in July, August. Why not make a roadmap now to ensure that children also avail the benefits of these excessive vaccines, Reena? If sorry, I forgot. I'm sorry. That's a very sorry. Let me rephrase that. Vaccines for children are not approved. They've just gone into trial phase today. If I'm not wrong, today Covaxin, the trials begin, right? But Pfizer, Moderna, I know that the government is in talks with them. And from the numbers that we had a chart given to us by the government in a news conference where they mentioned 300 crore doses, which means the entire population can get vaccinated if approved by December. Now, when is this approval coming? Can children get vaccinated? Reena Gupta can come in, and I'll go across to the educationists as well.
Niranjan, so the central government just keeps throwing numbers. They give some number in the Supreme Court affidavit, and then in their press conferences, they give another number. So the vaccination numbers are totally out of thin air. I don't trust those numbers at all. And, today is not the day to actually get into the details of how fraudulent these numbers are, that everybody will be vaccinated by December. I'm very sorry, those numbers cannot be trusted. But coming back to the question of vaccinating the children, till last week, the government of India was saying that nowhere in the world there's actually a vaccination for children. I'm glad that they've at least agreed now that vaccination for children exists. But again, Niranjan, this government just keeps sleeping to the last moment. You look at this cancellation of exams. We had 1 year to figure out a solution, but we just kept waiting. Now, even today, the experts are saying that the situation will not change much in the next 12 months. And in March of 2022, we may be facing the same situation. This actually gives us an opportunity that we think of other alternatives. You know, the examination system in our country is draconian. It needs to be recalibrated, and the pandemic actually provides us with a very good opportunity that we think of some creative solutions, so that, God forbid, if we need to again cancel exams next year, then the students are not penalized. You know, there should be a system of continuous assessment throughout the year, project-based learning. There are several solutions out there, and nowhere in the world we still, you know, no other country is still testing children on the basis of a 3-hour exam. That's a totally outdated system. And I really hope the government of India will now use the next 12 months to come out with a better option for the children of our country, so that they don't continue to get penalized.
Yeah. And is it an opportunity? Harsh, I'm coming to you. Hold on. Harsh and Ananya, hold on. Dr. Preeti Ojha, is it an opportunity for us to change the way we look at education in India? We're at the cusp, right? We're on the crossroads. We don't just need a roadmap, but perhaps if we really put our minds to it, this is an opportunity for us to change the way education is viewed and followed in India as a system, isn't it?
I'm absolutely clear about it that one exam for 12 standards should not be the only way now to assess them. Because this is not something like from the AAP party I just heard ma'am saying that we had 1.5 years. We had good time to look into the roadmap. We knew that children are the ones who are at home. They are the safest. They are supposed to be given the best through the technology. We were being connected to them. We made sure that all kinds of engagement can be done with them. But what in the end, that is something disappointing to me. Why we were deliberating for 5 days whether the exams should be there, whether the exams shouldn't be there. We all educationists were brainstorming around it, that the effort has been put in. Children have come online, attendance has been there. Why not a structure was prepared a little more earlier, so this anxiety wouldn't have overlapped between whether the exam should be conducted of the parents and the school. This is a kind of a fight which has begun. The schools wanted the exams to happen, students and parents didn't want it to happen. Why this kind of a disparity even came into picture? When the education system could have been easily taking care of the assessment, the way they were teaching the children, the similar kind of a roadmap could have been made 2 months earlier. I'm sure with the assessments that we have in hand, an average assessment can be given for the children and a score can be put on their mark sheet. But do you think that's going to be absolutely fair, children? Do you think you were supposed to get 95 and maybe you'll land up with 85 with an average and a formula that we're going to figure out for you with the criteria pointing? I think that the system cannot be changed overnight, sir. System cannot be changed with the conditioning for so many years and decades of an assessment of 10th and 12th as one of the exams which changes their entire life perspective in a college. It cannot be changed overnight. It will take time, and I'm glad this moment came in everybody's life, and we all as stakeholders are looking forward for a life-changing pattern of assessment for grade 12. Which definitely shouldn't happen again the same way for the next year. It's going to leave a very bad example for the 11th standard who are at the moment going to appear for the board exams next year and the current 12th standard. I think a very strong assessment pattern on technology, with the help of technology, should be formed, and throughout the year, till the pandemic is there, should be existing for the parents and the students, so that they feel that what time they have given on the screen. Most of the children were under anxiety. Most of the family members were not well. Teachers were not well. Attendance wasn't there. But still we made sure that we are neck to neck with the children with completing their syllabus. Practicals were taken on time. Externals came to the school for the practicals. Children came to school for the practicals. All that assessment pattern were taking place. Then why the dilemma in the end, whether the exam yes or no? Why did this situation come? We need to reflect within each other who was responsible. I think we all were responsible. We shouldn't be blaming any one of us. I think the students should have raised their voice in the beginning of the 12th itself by saying who's going to assess and how it's going to be assessed. I think that question should have been asked from these smart children, and a smarter roadmap should have been formed till this date. And I'm sure next day from tomorrow we are going to start with something very rigorous so that this kind of a dilemma doesn't come in future.
Yeah, we'll just get to that. Nagarjuna from Chennai is on the phone line. Nagarjuna, where do you stand on this?
Hello?
I'm Nagarajan.
Nagarajan, sorry for that. Apologize. Mr. Nagarajan, go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, see, fact is, it's being a bit too late. I'm really, yes. The fact is, I'm with the latest speaker.
Go ahead.
I'm with the latest speaker. See, it's been too late. Why this mess has been created? If we had to cancel this examination, we should have done it 2 months earlier. This trauma and things could not have been continued, and we had a better assessment system throughout the year. If we believed in that, we should have gone ahead with it and completed the whole process by now. At least this trauma would not have been existing. And since last 5-6 days, my students, especially, every second day they keep calling, sir, whether we are going to have examination or not. What answer you are expecting the teacher to give when the decision is lying with the Supreme Court and decision makers are just taking it lightly?
Yeah.
Millions of students are having lots of issues. As children, they are coming out and telling some have lost their parents, some have lost their siblings. There has been so much of chaos happening around.
Yeah.
In this situation, this decision, if it could have been taken earlier, it would have been much appreciated. But it is a bit too late now. And what is the roadmap ahead? Still $1 million question, which is yet to be answered.
Many questions coming towards Paswan. Mr. Paswan, you want to take that roadmap?
Certainly. But I would first like to respond to my friend from the Aam Aadmi Party and the adjectives which she resorted to, fraudulent and so on. Obviously, this pandemic is no time to do politics, but some political parties cannot do away from it. As far as the commitment of the government is concerned, Niranjan, let me remind your viewers that we made a commitment that by the end of August, 30 crore jabs would be done. We have already covered more than 21 crores. And when we say that more than 215 crore jabs would be available by the end of this year, and a government minister, a very senior minister, has come on record and said that we will successfully give vaccination to more than 100 crore population. So I seriously don't think now is the time to do politics, but the time is appropriate to come together and have a comprehensive discussion. As far as the question of roadmap is concerned, the press release today by the Press Information Bureau has categorically stated that CBSE has given an option. Whoever wants to take an exam, CBSE, whenever the environment is conducive, CBSE would do it. And the assessment will be time-bound and objective and independent, as it has been mentioned in the press release.
I think they also meant the roadmap on vaccination, Mr. Paswan. Guru, they're talking about a roadmap on vaccination as well.
Yeah. No, Niranjan, I'm just coming to that because, like I said, only yesterday the speaker, the representative of Serum Institute has said that by the end of July, we would have 9 to 10 crore of Covishield vaccines available. And only now I saw that over 3.11 crore doses of Covaxin have been supplied. So the vaccination shortages would not happen. The advance payment has already been done for the next 3 months. The government will resolve whatever issue has come in the past, and we will be in a position to vaccinate more than 1 crore people.
Yeah.
Just listen to it very carefully. More than 1 crore people by mid-July or August. So vaccination is sorted for the future, and the future of our children, like our Prime Minister has also said, that it is of the topmost priority, the safety, security.
I'm sorry to cut you short there. I have to end the debate. I have last 30 seconds. Reena, before you come in, can I give the last word with your permission to the students? We'll have this debate. We'll have this debate tomorrow, and we'll continue to have this debate on vaccines. Let me get the students. I have 30 seconds. I'd like to get them both because we're looking at future debaters. Let's hear them. Harsh and Ananya. Harsh first. Okay, Harsh. Would you like to get vaccinated before you go back to school? Just one last question. Quickly.
Yes. 110% I would like
Ananya,
to
do you want to hear of a roadmap for vaccination for children and your classmates and for those below 18?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you heard that. And we'll also, what we'll do is we'll pull out the clips of their responses and fantastic stories in themselves. Well, that's the future of India, the future debaters on this show one day. Thank you all of you for joining us in the debate. And at 10 p.m., Republic TV's dedicated broadcast from the heart of India. We're getting you how India is fighting back. In many parts of the country, COVID battle being fought as we near 1.27 lakh cases across India. That number's coming down, but here's how India's fighting back, coming up after a few minutes.